Welcome back to the ROKK Rundown. This has been an incredibly busy week, and a week where a lot of our clients and colleagues are starting to plan already for 2026. I can't believe we're already talking about it. What are you guys hearing?
Well, you know, planning is tough to plan for these days when you're in a 24-minute news cycle, as you like to say, Lisa. But there are ways to plan. You have to think about what are the major priorities that your organization is going to be focused on next year and how you're going to communicate it. Number one. Number two, are you doing any crisis mitigation? Are you thinking about what could happen that hasn't happened yet? And what are things that you can do to prepare for that? So those are the two areas that I think are really important.
Yeah, I would agree. The scenario planning is important. You know, we are working with our clients now on scenarios that like 5-6 years ago, they'd have said, like, this is crazy. Why are we spending our time on this? And now they're kind of really honed in because anything can happen. You know, as we look at 2026, especially some of the priorities. So just to take a step back, you know, we were very happy and proud over the last couple of weeks to have invited most of the most notable publishers from Washington, D.C. and the nation to kind of come in and to talk to our staff about opportunities and what they're seeing and what are some of the sponsorships and packages that are out there. And one of the things that they talked about was that people are kind of like, I don't exactly know, where should I go or what have you. One thing that I think is 100% important as we look at 2026 is America 250. And you know, if you are in any industry that is building, that is creating jobs, like, you should be leaning into this, right? Because it's not just about what you have done to strengthen this economy now, but what is the future of your industry? What is the future of what you're doing?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Media Day. I mean, we had 16 publishers and tech companies meeting with us, and they were talking about what are the events that they're going to be having next year, and how would our clients like to be perceived at those events? What are the opportunities for them to be a part of? And so that gives us immediate actionable intelligence to go back to our clients and talk to them to say, look, the New York Times is having this, Puck is having that, Punchbowl is doing this. Here's where we think you can fit in right away, and our clients really value that. So that's a really big part of our planning.
And the other thing, too, I think that we heard from those different publishers is that even though we're planning for 2026, the first quarter could be one thing, the next quarter could be something else. 250 is actually going, America 250 is going to be a big part of the entire year.
Exactly.
But there are a lot of different ways to bite off opportunity throughout the year, and people can adjust and adapt based on whatever the issues are because they are ever changing.
I think that's 100% right. And actually, I'm glad that you kind of segmented the year, because another thing for people to really remember going into, it's a midterm election year, right? Like, these folks it'll be harder the closer we get to the midterm, I think the harder it will be to message in Washington, D.C. And at some point in time, these Congress, Senate, they're gone. They're gone. Right. They're not coming back until November. So, I mean, I think you really have a window through the beginning of September, and then I think they'll be gone. They might even be gone before that, whether or not they come back in August or not. And then, of course, I think you have another, depending on whether or not there is a shift in power. And this is something that I would also just, you know, caution people to think about. Like, you know, right now, Republicans, of course, control the White House, the Senate, and the House. That might not be the case come November, a year from now. So starting to kind of think about that and whether or not you have bipartisan messages out there. And then I think that people have a reset after the new Congress is, if we find out what the new Congress is, to kind of maybe do a reintroduction in November and December of what those priorities are. So I think there are several bites of the apple that companies will have.
Additionally, how do we focus in on state and local if things aren't going on in
Great
Washington?
point.
While the shutdown was happening, for many people, they weren't working or lobbyists weren't talking to congressional staffers. We were incredibly busy. We were busy getting our messages out, getting our communications plans out on behalf of our clients. And so state and local media, getting our influencers out there on the state and local level, influencing that environment was a big deal for us.
Totally agree. Guys, that's all we have time for today. But if you have more questions or want to talk about what 2026 looks like, reach out. We're happy to talk to you more about that. If it's happening here in town, it's happening on the ROKK Rundown.